What's up, everybody? This is 3X, and this right here is my very first vlog. Doing this vlog is actually a response to another vlog that I saw from the Killer Bits, who I subscribed to. And what that vlog was basically trying to get to know people, you know, other YouTubers, other gamers in general. And just asking a series of questions just to give an idea of a person's preferences or a person's play style, what it is they like, what it is they're into, things of that nature. So I figured that would be the best starting point for me to start my own first vlog here for my specific channel. So there's 8 questions to answer, and the first one is, what is your favorite genre of game and why? I would have to say without question that fighting games are my #1 favorite genre of game. But not necessarily one-on-one fighting games like Street Fighter or Tekken. I go way back, all the way back to side-scrolling beat-em-ups, when those were the premier fighting games that were all over the arcades, like Double Dragon, Final Fight. Then you had Streets of Rage, which came out on the Sega Genesis, games like that. And then that graduated, of course, into the one-on-one fighting games. Tekken, Street Fighter, Soul Calibur, Virtua Fighter, Dead or Alive, all that stuff. So basically, any game that has anything to do with fighting, brawling, martial arts, that type of stuff is my favorite genre amongst all of the other genres of games that I find interesting. Question number 2. What were the last 5 games that you bought? Now, I don't necessarily buy a whole bunch of games, so this previous 5 answer that I'm going to give you is going to be kind of dated. I do get good games cheap, usually like download games on PSN, and then your occasional disc-based game, depending on if it's something that I'm interested in. So, past 5 games that I bought. The last one was Grid 2, which I've already started doing a playthrough of on my channel. Then before that was Anarchy Reigns, which I'm also doing a playthrough of on my channel. Both of them I bought digitally. Then a couple more digital titles, a little less on the hard drive space. As a double pack of 2 games called Soldner X and its sequel, Soldner X 2, which are old school style arcade space shooters. I'm probably going to mess around with those and record some gameplay for my channel of those as well. Guess we could count those as one game. Then there's also Outland, which is another download digital game from Ubisoft, side-scrolling action platformer. And to round that off, WWE 13. All the way back in November last year. Those are the last 5 games that I have bought. Question number 3. Ever sold a game and later regretted it? Yes, actually twice, to be honest with you. And that game was Battlefield 3. I bought it at launch when it first came out, the limited edition that came with some extra perks. I was going to get heavy into it, but time constraints and other priorities, other games I was interested in, didn't have me playing as much as I wanted to. So I eventually traded it in to get something else. Then I saw that there was all this DLC that was coming out, and I was convinced that I was going to get it back again, get this DLC, and get back into playing Battlefield again. So I bought it back a second time. And once again, just didn't work out. I didn't have enough time to be able to play as much as I wanted to. And that was a disservice to the people of the clan that I had joined to, because these were a bunch of hardcore guys that were playing Battlefield almost every day. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to give up over it for now. Battlefield 4 is coming out. I'm going to get that, and I'm going to do what I got to do with that. So I regret it because I really wanted to get more in depth into Battlefield 3 and all of the DLC content that it came out with. A lot of people on my friends list still have it, still play it, still have all the DLC, and I'm the odd man out. So, there you go. Question number 4. Top 5 soundtracks. I'm assuming that we're talking about video game soundtracks here. So, I'll start from the top and work my way downwards, because it's going to take a little bit for me to think of a good list of soundtracks. But the one that stands out for me the most are the soundtracks to Streets of Rage 1 and 2, specifically. Those are the ones that were composed by the legendary Yuzo Koshiro, who did things with a Genesis that probably couldn't have been imagined at that time. I mean, he was producing music that was just amazing and blew anything else that was released on either the Genesis or the Super Nintendo out of the water. I mean, if you were an old school player, then you have had to have played the Streets of Rage games. And even before that, the Shinobi games that he also did the soundtracks for. And you will definitely agree that those are probably some of the best soundtracks ever of any console generation right there. Considering the fact that it was 16-bit and this stuff sounded just plain awesome. So that's one. Second, I would have to say would be the first 2 Tomb Raider games. Specifically the Tomb Raider theme song, which is obviously one of those iconic themes that when you hear it, you know exactly what it is. And really set the tone for the games. I'll put an asterisk on that with the Tomb Raider reboot, because that soundtrack was also pretty amazing. And I like how it just flowed into the game. And everything mixed in so well and gave you the exact feel of every environment that you were on in that game. You can't beat that. That's exactly what a soundtrack is supposed to do. Number 3, I would have to say another fighting game, Tekken 2. In my opinion, Tekken 2 is probably the best soundtrack of the entire series. It had a very, very big amount of characters and a lot of stages that had a lot of good music. And the ones that stand out, especially in terms of the home version of the game that was released, that had the arranged versions of the original arcade tracks. Nina's theme, Paul's, King. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. But the one that stands out the most, obviously, for good reason, and if you play Tekken and you agree with me 100% on this, is Kazuya's theme. When you're fighting against him as the boss, before you fight either Devil or Angel with the purple suit. That theme song right there is just, wow. Just killer. And 5th soundtrack, I would have to say, would be Final Fantasy VII. Again, that's one of those soundtracks that really kind of set the mood for everywhere that you were in. You know, and obviously you have those iconic songs like the opening song for Final Fantasy VII, the piano tune that just went on and on and on. And of course Sephiroth's theme, you know, that was just... It's just one of those themes, again, that when you hear it, you know exactly what it is, and you remember the experience that you had when you first heard it. And that's the kind of thing that a soundtrack is supposed to do. It's not just supposed to be background music like it is with a lot of games out there that use actual commercial music nowadays. So that's that. Question number 5. What was the first game you remember playing? Well, the first game that I played, and I'm dating myself here by saying this, goes all the way back to the 80s in the old school Atari 2600. And if you know what an Atari 2600 looks like, then give yourself a pat on the back because you're old school, baby. And that's what it's all about right there. Yeah. But yeah, 2600, and it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Donkey Kong, because Nintendo was actually making games for the Atari as well as for the Nintendo Entertainment System, which came out not too long afterwards. What was it, 1985, or I don't even remember. I was 5 years old at the time. But it was definitely Donkey Kong 2600, the old school joystick with the single red button on the side. That was my very first video game, and the rest, as they say, is history. Question number 6. What game or games have you spent the most time in? Without question, the WWE series of games, released by THQ, now being released by 2K Games, are the games that I've spent the most time on. Not only playing them, but also creating wrestlers, which is a very big thing as far as that specific gaming community goes. Pretty much expanding the roster of the game to using wrestlers that maybe aren't on the game because they're not in WWE, or they just didn't make the game because of time constraints, or you make up your own wrestlers. Your completely own original characters, which is a big thing for a lot of people, including myself. So for that, and we're talking about going back all the way to 2006 with WWE, well, it was SmackDown, Just Bring It. And even before that, the 2 SmackDown games that came out on PlayStation 1. And even before that, WWF Warzone. I go way back with these wrestling games. Even far back to the Nintendo Pro Wrestling and the LJN WWF games, Royal Rumble, Super WrestleMania, Monday Night Raw. It just goes way back there. But as far as individual games that I've spent time on, the SmackDown series, from SmackDown 1 all the way up to WWE 13, which came out last year. I've spent more time on those games than I have on any other games, not just in terms of gameplay. So that's the answer to that question. Question number 7. And this one might take a while for me to answer. I'll try to keep it short and sweet. But the question is, are modern games better than older games? Having been a player who's experienced modern games and older games, I'm going to honestly say no. No, they're not. The modern era of games does not surpass and is not superior to the previous generations of games. And I'm talking 32-bit, 16-bit, even 8-bit. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because it's not about the graphics. It's not even about the gameplay or the story. It's about the experience that you have with those games. And someone like me who's played games for a long time and has seen generation after generation after generation of games can definitely vouch for saying that it's the experience that the game leaves in your mind and in your memory that surpasses anything else. And you can get that playing Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo Entertainment System, or Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis, or Super Mario World on the N64, Uncharted on the PlayStation 3, Battlefield, Call of Duty, whatever it is, whenever it was made, you can have those same experiences. It all comes down to the individual player and what it is that he or she likes. That determines whether or not a good game is a good game, or a game is better than another game. And that doesn't matter whether it's an old game, new game, game that hasn't even came out, makes no difference. So, in my honest opinion, modern games are not superior. Modern games are not better than older games. They might look better, ain't no doubt about that, but do they play better? Are they betterly? Is that a new word? Yes, I just made a new word. Are they betterly made than older games? No. Because it all comes down to what it is that you take out of the game itself. And that doesn't matter what type of or game it is, old or new. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. And the final question. Are there any games out there you hate that everyone else loves? Oh God, yes there is. And it goes by 3 names, 3 words. Call of Duty. You will not ever see a single Call of Duty video, reference, or anything else of the sort on my channel aside from what it is that I say right here in this video. And the reason why I say that is because Call of Duty is a mainstream Me Too type of game. Yes, it has revolutionized multiplayer, but same thing can be said for Halo. Same thing can be said for Battlefield. Same thing can be said for a lot of multiplayer games out there that have very big, dedicated communities. But the main thing with Call of Duty is the fact of 2 things. A, over the course of the years that Call of Duty has been one of the main, if not number 1 franchise in video gaming, it has not seen any shape or form of true innovation between its different iterations. Regardless of whether it's Infinity Ward who's making the game, Treyarch who's making the game, whether it's Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Black Ops 2, Ghost, we still don't see anything significantly different on these games except for the fact that it's the new Call of Duty. Oh, I have to get my hands on this one because everybody's going to be playing it. That's the only reason that people buy the freaking game, because they know that everybody else is going to be playing it. And there is not a good reason why you should go out and spend $60 on a game because everybody's doing it. If everybody jumped off of a freaking bridge and paid $60 to the person standing there telling you, go ahead, would you do the same thing? No. And I'm not going to do the same thing either. Call of Duty has gotten old, it's gotten stagnant, and even in the newest version, Ghost, we haven't seen squat compared to what it is that you see on Battlefield 4 that's really changing the shape of what the game is and how the experience is going to be on multiplayer and even on single player for that matter. Yes, I know I'm raising my voice because it's a serious business right here. And if you got a problem with that you can go lick a monkey's nipple and then lick the top of a frog's forehead and tell me how it tastes. Because I don't care. I don't like it. And that's just how it is. So if you don't like it, I got 2 words for you. Shut up. And on that happy note, that's going to do it for this vlog. And I hope that I've given you a little bit of insight of what it is that I like and what it is that I prefer, and also what it is that I think in terms of games, gaming, game franchises, and so on and so forth. And you can expect to see and hear a whole lot more opinions from me in future vlogs, because I've had so much freaking fun doing this one that you better bet your bottom damn dollar that I'm going to be doing more of these on my channel. And speaking of my channel, it is shameless self-promotion time. 3X Gaming is the name of my channel, and the link is going to be right there for you to check out. And what it is that I do is playthroughs, let's plays, commentaries, vlogs. I'm talking about all types of different things, game-related, and maybe some stuff that's not game-related. Movies, comics, whatever it is that comes to my mind that I think you people out there might find some form of enjoyment in, or might even have some form of opinion on, like Call of Duty, for example, because I know I'm going to probably get a little beef for my opinion on there. I don't give a crap, okay? Say what you want. It doesn't matter. But yeah, there's going to be all kinds of fun, all kinds of gaming goodness to be had on my channel. So please, give me a look. And if you like what you see, then give me a subscription. And I guarantee you that I will make it worth your while as much as possible. And in addition to that, I also have a Facebook. I also have a Twitter. And I also have a brand spanking new Tumblr account that I had just opened up not too long after finishing this video, so right now it doesn't have squat on it, but it will have more posts and things of that nature that are game related and whatever else it is related. Don't worry, it'll be safe for work. I know how Tumblr gets out there sometimes, but you ain't got to worry about that. So, I think that's just about all there is to say for now, but expect a whole lot more in the very, very near future. Until then, this is 3X, and I'm out. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see and hear from you guys next time. Love your faces. Even you. And you. And especially you. I don't want to be rude, but the back of your head is ridiculous. Can I have your number? Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have a secret code that gives me secret access to your number? Can I have it? Can I have it? Alright. That's it. I'm out. Hand over cam. Darkness. Can't see me. John Cena bitches. Actually, I can't stand John Cena. But, no, I can't say though. Okay, I'm done. I'm done talking. We out.